Hi everyone, Tracy here from Mini Scenes again. Just wanted to do a very quick video to show you how to dome the back of any cabochons you've made, or anything else for that matter. There's lots of different ways. You can mix up some black resin and top them up and dome it off. Sometimes you can do that while it's in the mould as well, which makes it easy. But I wanted to do something really quick, so I'm going to drop some alcohol ink on here and then top it off with some clear UV, which will cure quickly, of course. Now, of course, you can't use black in UV itself because the ultraviolet won't penetrate the black and cure it. However, if we quickly let the alcohol ink dry on the back, dome it off with the UV, we should get a nice effect. The kit I'll be using is from Let's Resin. It's actually a starter kit. Although I've been using UV for a long time, I thought I'll get the kit because it has a lot of things I've run out of, like the resin itself, which is a really nice one. Came with 2 bottles. Some little pouring cup things, little silicone ones, which are just brilliant for, well, you can just use them and use them and use them because you just pick out the UV or any other resin once you finish with it and you're ready to go again. And of course, if you want to, you can squish them like that. You can pour them sideways with these. Look, there's a little lip on this one as well, just to make your pouring more accurate. I won't be using them today anyway, but they are there. It also comes with a little scoopy thing, a couple of different shaped spatula ends and a pointy end, all in a reasonably rigid silicone. It's more rigid than silicone tools usually are. Finally, it comes with a nice little UV lamp as well, and the cable for it. So these were some cabochons I made while I was experimenting with some really old glass paints. So they have varying degrees of success. This one I actually really like. Don't quite know what I was expecting from the effect, but I quite like that. So to be a bit careful with that one, but I thought we could use them just for demonstrating this technique. First of all, then, I have some black alcohol ink, which I've decanted into a needlepoint bottle just so that it's easier to spread. So that's what I'll be using first, then I'll leave it 10 minutes to dry. So be back in a moment. Just going to get some wipes and things together and get started. Right, let's get ready to go then. So the other thing I'll be using is a little tiny paintbrush. I think that might be easier to spread the ink around. It dries quite quickly than these little stirrers. They're more meant for the resin. Here we go. Let's try the big pink heart first. So you can see it's slightly concave, that's the word I'm looking for, on the back there. So we're going to fill that in. You can do it with lots of different colours, of course. I've seen it done with pearlescent black pigments and things like that. It looks very nice. I'm just going to go for black. Black seems to make the colours pop. White can work well as well. In fact, it might have worked well on this one, being a light coloured thing. So there we are. Ooh, might have overdone that. A few little drops of alcohol ink, and to spread it around, just paint it on. Right, making sure I get right to the edges. The little mat it's on, by the way, the blue one, came with the UV kit. It's silicone, so it'll wipe clean easily. The little purple one is a doming mat. There's a few versions of this around. Basically, it's intended to keep your item steady. Yeah, I put way too much there. Keep your item steady, and also any drip offs aren't going to stick to your mould. It's going to end up in the concave parts of the little mat. I'm just nicking some of the ink back off this. Oh, some in there too. This is going to get all over my hands. I really should have put gloves on. Word of warning, alcohol inks really stain. Wear your oldest clothes. Might be an idea to wear gloves, as I didn't. a few more drops on the back of this one. This is the one that I was quite keen on. I think this will end up being a necklace for me. Oh, too much again. You can see why I put it in a needlepoint bottle. Out of the bottles that alcohol ink actually comes in, it comes out even more quickly. It's very thin. I am back, and yeah, these have all dried. As you can see, I did dye my thumbnail black. That looks pretty disgusting. Sorry about that. Anyway, this is what we're going to do. This one is fairly domed already, so let's push the others to one side. This one I'd filled up more in the mould, so I'm just going to put a very thin layer, which I'll put on with a little help from this little gubbins that came with the kit, I think. So this is going to be a really thin layer, because it's just to protect it and give it a shine on this one. So not even proper doming. Oh yeah, these little spatula things are good. Again, don't put my darn gloves on. I'm going to have such messy hands. Okay. I need a little bit more of the UV than that. Just a tiny bit. Spread it around. Now the others will need to be domed properly, because the backs of them are quite concave. See, I've got my words the right way around now. Concave. I did go to school, honest. So that should find its own level and smooth out. So in the meantime, let's have a go at the heart that I was so precious about. Pretty little thing. Managed to get a big black smear on it, I think. Yep, I'll attack that with the wipes in a minute when this is cured. Right, this one I'm going to dome properly. So what I'm doing is I'm getting down quite low to it myself. Hope you can still hear me okay. I've bent right down by it so I can see what I'm doing. And what I do is I go carefully round the edge like this, just with the gentlest squeeze of the bottle, hardly any squeeze at all, because then you've got your edge. The surface tension of the resin will hold it in place. Nice little drip in the middle. And back to our little spatula. Now, I know some people start in the middle and work out. I tend to go the other way. I don't know why, I just find it easier. Now wishing I put some double-sided tape down to hold this little thing in place. Basically, there we go. And then you top it up as much as you want to, really. But that, I think, will do for that little fella. Trying to get it to sit flat. I know what I'll do. Pop a little stick under this side. Now this one, that hasn't spread as well as I thought it had. So, because of course it's not going to cure until I zap it with the UV. So I'm just going to spread it a bit more. And another little dot. So what I'm going to do now is, once this is spread a bit more, I'm going to set this under the UV. Leave it till the timer on the light goes off. I haven't checked, 3 or 4 minutes. I've got a lamp that does do these a lot quicker, but you've then got to sit and hold the thing. It's like a very powerful torch. There we go, that's smoothing out quite nicely. Again, it needs propping up at one side to sit it fairly flat, just so the resin doesn't move around before it's completely cured. I want to keep it flat. Little tiny dot there. More, there we are. Right. I think we're there. So here we go. Here's the little UV light. I've got it plugged into just a phone charger. They just run off USB, these do. So, nice bright little light. Pop it over and walk off and leave it for a few minutes. I'll do the rest off camera and then we can have a look at the finished results. Right, the end results. As you can see, so this has made the colours pop. Black tends to do that. These were, I mean, I know they were only sort of weird experiment things, but it's really brought out the colour in them. Some of them I haven't domed up too much. I've just flattened and smoothed. It's my favourite little one. You see, it's brought the colours out, and I've just flattened and smoothed the back, and that's looking rather nice. Which one did I do? So a couple of these I actually trimmed the edges off first because they were too concave for words. That one's a bit more domed, and let's see, that one is a little bit more domed as well on that one. So you can when you say doming, it's backing basically, but doming should be more of a curved surface, really. I chose not to go too curved with these because I want them to still act as cabochons, but you get the idea. If you want to make them more curved, just add another layer. Oh, and that one's a bit more curved. Just add another layer, working up to the edges again. And it should, the surface tension should hold it in that nice smooth dome if you've got just the right amount of resin. So go cautiously. So there we are. Quite happy with those. But that is how I back off my cabochons. There we go. If you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please do that for me. I've got loads more ideas of little videos to come out over the next weeks and months. As I always say though, if there's anything you'd like me to explore further, or any experiments you think might be worthwhile me trying for you and getting on video, just shout up. Put it in the comments below, as I do keep an eye out for the comments. Thank you all for your support. I hope you found this interesting.